a little bit higher up. He's able to step back and drop down. Fusion shield. The rest of his team was just propelled a little bit higher up.
This is just a simple bait for Shatter. You drop the shield with this is a set play, very basic actually. A lot of teams are doing it. You drop the shield, plus you keep bubble off, and there's the Shatter blocked, easy. When the viewer, when the OWL viewer will get released for during stage 3, we'll use that instead. I will definitely use that instead. That as long as Blizzard doesn't ban me or something, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna do in-game spectating. It might not be as good as the broadcast itself, but it's. I'm gonna go and look for the interesting stuff I want to check out. Assuming it's gonna be here in time as well for stage 3. The rumors have said it will, but Blizzard hasn't announced anything. When are the playoffs? I'll show you when the playoffs are, Kagosmu. So here's the playoffs. You Google Overwatch Season 1, no, Overwatch League playoffs. And it says, let's see, playoffs doesn't say where, but you go on their main website, standings. Is it standings? Let's see, I don't remember what the date is. So stage 4, it ends July 9th, yeah, July 20, no, August, yeah, so August, somewhere in August, yeah, there you go.
So, really, just one fight here. If you're Boston, you consider playing up close here, getting a good, like, wall plus then the grab right after, but looks like they're going to back out once the first wall doesn't work.
Gladiators might not know how to play against his back because they've not really made any big changes to their...
What's up, GL?
Gladiators might not know how to play against his back because they've not really made any big changes to their composition. They're still trying this one.
I want to see this last fight here.
Looks like they're going to back out once the first wall doesn't work.
That's a nice grab. He beat. And that's a good pin back.
Big use caught inside the graviton, and yes, he was given a bubble, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. It's a deluge of damage and hydration and decay are knocked to the ground. With 99% on the clock, the Boston Uprising, yes, the Bionic Grenadiers, they shrug it off, and now the Transcendence comes out from aim, got after the Bio. Earth Shatter on the hydration and decay are knocked to the ground. With 99% on the clock, the Boston Uprising, yes, the Bionic Grenadiers, decay are knocked to the ground. With 90 to keep him alive. It's a deluge of damage and hydration and decay are knocked to the ground. With 99% from Maywall has 1 minute, but hydration.
I simply think Gladiators didn't really prepare for they didn't really prepare for the Maygoats, and I guess this is very apparent in Gladiators play, where sort of rely a lot on the set plays, pretty much entirely on set plays.
There are less ways to get onto the point. You can block, retrieve, or advance.
And they don't adapt well. For example, if you cheese them, or not only cheese, but if you just have a different game plan from what they prepared. And that's a downside from relying on set plays. Purple. Purple, thank you so much for your 6 months. Solid 6 months. I don't know why it wasn't showing. But yeah, thank you so much, man.
Fusions now has to get out. I'm definitely looking at Decay now, Matt, in a position where he can be more of a playmaker than he was.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think Zarya, you can only do so much, right? You're relying on your tanks, you know, build up.
Didn't make a sound. Anyways.
3-3, you don't really get to see Decay kind of go off his own, make plays. Where I think definitely now that
They got the first point here.
Sombra in play, you're able to do so. Coalescence, you'll be able to follow this up. Whether you want to use this to put some damage down on the far arm. I think definitely appropriate in play, you're able to do so. Coalescence, you'll be able to follow this up. Whether you want to use this to put some damage down on the bar or whatnot.
And then you deny the choke here. That's the right choice.
Boston's gonna try and fight this.
However, Colorex popped off here.
It looks like it was probably had his wings clipped by Decay and then finished off. Colorhex hoping the Gladiators try and overextend or poke forward a little bit, but he's not exactly presented with a wealth of options where he's playing from right now.
And now when you push through as Boston here, it's I'd say it's pretty easy to just push through because you have no speed on the opponent side, and then you have Warlock. All you have to do is set up a hack or EMP because of Nano Barrage.
Really get nothing from that Valkyrie, just uses it. Gladiators back on up. Boston doesn't want to move on in. Gladiators, I mean, this is at 50% now. I mean, with the way these fights go, you can see this get to 70-80% just here.
And there's another kill. I was when I was watching this the first time, I was assuming Boston would go more aggressive with the Sombra to set up an EP, but that's probably what Gladiators expected as well. How many metas did Overwatch League Season 1 go through? I have no idea. I never kept track of that. Model O. Wait, what's the Model O?
And he gets all the way into the back line, and he takes out Aim God. As Aim God dies, he also like shoots a desperation sleep dart that connects. So he gets put to sleep. Kellex walks over while he's watching him. He presses up Aim. It's now a Messiah for the Gladiator. Really sick forward to get in the back line, being able to sleep allows the race to come through. In the Mercy pocket.
Wait, let's see.
Really sick play by Aim God.
So there's about 2 fights left. And that's a good focus on Roar. You see, this setup on killing D.Va, that's all because of RCK and Colorex. I think this is also a set play. They probably try to hack the D.Va to demec her. They probably try to do it regardless of the choke. So if enemies are coming here, Colorex is gonna stand over here and then he can hook to the other side. If they're coming here, he's gonna stand on high ground over here by a jump pad and hook to this side, to middle of the point. New mouse. Oh, nice.
Even if they tried to, Colorhex could see Decay right now because of Infrasight. There's no way for the Gladiators to actually sneak a Sombra into position to get an effective EMP. And now Blase gets the rule of the skies. Void's being put under so much pressure, he's constantly getting hacked, which means he can't fly up to deal with the far let alone use defense matrix. Infusions is harassing the backline, constantly displacing them. Now dropped out again. Big Goose in the air. Bionic Grenade connecting from Aim God, who's had a great round so far, but he's picked off.
You can see that Fusions is a bit new on, not new, but inexperienced on Hammond. He's doing a lot better than past weeks. Yeah, he's not aiming. Who do you think is gonna win stage 2? Shock.
But having those two out of the picture is gonna gut the Uprising. They conditionally have a chance to contest here, but the Gladiators playing so far forward, Matt. I really don't see them touching.
That's just the style on him. He earns nothing from by going that far. Then you try to touch. Not enough. Unfortunate. Just gotta wait for the VOD to load a bit.
Proper play, okay? Was ultimately the one that put the final nail in that previous round. With an EMP, they only connected with 2. He was looking for the Farah Mercy duo, didn't catch them, but they got aim god. Got rid of the Ana.
So here you go. You get Doomfist in now. So I wonder.
Yeah, let's take a look here at the entries. You hacked the Mega Pack. You got point control. You can't contest this as Winston too early because otherwise you just get focused.
Looks like Boston's gonna stay on, so no switches.
And Blase on Doomfist
Doomfist usually pretty poor against
over
someone
Tracer.
when he gets hacked, not a lot he can do. But now I think it puts some pressure on Decay. Like, do you just hack fusions, let's say, and let the Doomfist go up behind enemy lines and just do stuff like this, right? Or do you go for the hacks on the Doom?
You're not going to get that kill, that's right.
Yeah, that's a nice block by Hydration.
The shield up. And there wasn't really much that could be done to get rid of him after.
Blase.
Okay, let's see. Next fight.
By some follow-up.
Peppering. K going down there.
Well, he doesn't want to get hacked, right? I mean, he hangs out there. He
If he gets hacked, he's absolutely dead.
Oh.
Decay going down there. That actually happened back in towards spawn. I think Decay was trying to harass Fusions as he came out of spawn. Fusions just shut him down though.
Nice attempt.
Decay, who would have had EMP if he was around in this fight. He's coming out of spawn. Blase gets the finish on Shaz there, rocket punching out. Big Goose is down. Now you pretty much achieved your win conditions here, getting rid of the
I think they expected the Sombra. Because you see, Blase is all about just going for the Winston.
don't want to have that happen again. I think
There's not much else he could go for. Like, he can't really kill Lucia or anything, but I think Doomfist is pretty much just to shut down Roar. Since Roar is a weakness for, or just the tank lane in general, is a weakness for Gladiators.
recognize here. I think he wants to get this far immersed. He did on
I'm surprised more teams haven't tried to focus Roar, like Boston. Not with Doomfist, but just in general.
Trying to get rid of Shaz here, but he can fade away pretty focused, man, on trying to shut down fight 2 here. This might have, again, worked against the Gladiators. There's so much focus, man, on trying to shut down Color Hex, and we mentioned this at the start of the round. Blase will be Gladiators. There's so much focus, man, on trying to shut down Color Hex, and we mentioned this at the start of the round. Blase
A bit slow on the turn there.
to cause chaos and mayhem on the point.
Yeah, I mean, they don't connect with a hack on the Blase. Doomfist, what? There, I mean, he can now take control in terms of percentage. Sound barrier and coalescence will be on the board here for the Glad.
Hardly any mid-round switches to speak from
Okay, so
Gladiators.
all Big Goose can do is beat.
Staying on the sovereign here once more. Still hoping to make that impact. The hack's still
Oh, that kill on Hydration should have came in.
mid-round here once more. Speak from the Gladiators after fights that they've lost. Decay staying on the sovereign here once more. Still hoping to make
Yeah, that should have been a kill.
that impact. The hack's still important, but nice timing on the sound barrier there from Big Goose.
Been very good timing by Big Goose.
Blase with the whip shot. That's risky. Color Hex drops in. The Diva was right in front of his exit. That was an upper hydration there, but a deal with Blase with the whip shot. That's
And then Void is hacked. But Colrex doesn't finish him off.
in. The Diva was right in front of his
Another mistake.
at the very least, but you want more
Eva should be dead.
like this. Coalescence now. I mean, you cross the point of Shaz.
I don't know, he probably didn't see the hack icon.
Color Hex.
Boston's got
Very hard for him to get away from this Coalescence and the follow-up.
fusions on the point, so they got their Moira here as well, so they can get this to 99 potentially. And then you're looking at just one fight. This you see RCK back is get to 99.
Attempted to cap. Fights.
Kitty cap.
They get Color Hex and Kellex. Who else are you really getting? They didn't get one.
Did he actually think he had to get the hack off? No. That's a good way of dealing with it by Roar. You drop bubble and jump. Then kill on Blase. Nice.
That's probably just icing on the cake. The Gladiators.
Let's see that bomb actually. That's bomb EMP, right? You played opposite? What was what felt wrong, Oliver? Nice to see you, Footmob.
Big clashes in the past, but that overtime fireman was huge.
Off with Boston at 9 set up. They're gonna have Decay playing.
All right. This setup by Gladiators.
Plans here for the LA Gladiators. They're gonna go. They're gonna have Decay playing full. The choke probably was invisible.
Let me see if we can get a good picture of it.
Also substitutions here today. So
Oh no.
let four come in.
We Boston first, Matt. Second map, but here is that playing against a wrecking ball. Your team need to realize that there will be more soul.
Didn't they split this Bastion? Oh, never mind. This might be later.
Shield going through the choke. Probably was invisible, and then just some spam came through the choke, connected with him, and
You have Batiste, Orisa, and Bastion for spam, plus the Diva.
Oh yeah, they did split Bastion. Why did it do this? You should campaign for Swedish Overwatch World Cup coach. I will. I 100% will. But that opens up in 9 days. Now let's see here. What's the benefit? So you have Orisa here. And I guess Orisa would be playing alone, trying to survive with the Mega Pack. And then you have Anna shooting 2 Orisa. As well as Batiste with Anna here for the Immortality field. And then you try to spam from away from as well as from the window here when they go for the point. And I guess it's a way to reduce the damage from fusions, but also not all in with the Orisa due to spam.
Pretty easy if you just hold that kind of stuff.
they've got hydration on the move here, though. But
I don't know, I think it's kind of weird. It's weird, but I see the point in it. Because if Pharah goes for Bastion, you have Orisa that can go for the Pharah as well.
somehow forced him into this position, but maybe just get a really nice crossfire with the Orisa on one side and the Bastion on the other.
I think they're expecting to have to fight on the point eventually anyway. I figured if they play on the other side of the map, that Boston would just go up around the far right side where they're playing now. So RCK again goes down. He's
The Fusions has to back out. I mean, you want the Sombra to get up towards this high ground, potentially get like a hack off on one of those players.
Good surround by Boston.
Interesting setup. Usually you see with this bunker setup, Bastion set up on the high ground, right next to the Orisa. Makes it a little bit of an easier dive target, but really odd angles here from hydration.
yeah, who do you dive, I suppose?
Yeah, it's not really a great target. I mean, look at the Widow. Like, what are you doing here? I mean, look at those sight lines you got. Nothing.
Yeah, it's just to deny sightlines everywhere.
Find his way onto the point, and the Gladiators concede a little bit of capture progress, but they just step back on there. Both Decay and Void are very well equipped to deal with individuals that are trying to drag the entirety of the both Decay and Void are very well.
Oh yeah, Pharah should have been scouted here. Oh, she was.
Hey, I was like, how do you get to this?
How did Colorex die though?
Oh, I was just gonna say.
I mean, Big Goose.
Something about a character with literal rockets strapped to them doesn't sound very stealthy.
And then after Big Goose is dead, they push Roar.
Supercharger and gets taken out here. You may be able to make a play for Boston. It'll be the nano boost that goes on to Void, just to give him that extra beef to stay on the point.
Fusion's just Boston. They have quite hack range.
That extra beef.
Permanent progress almost gained for Boston. They haven't quite got it yet. But hydration of Shaz now. Apple. Color Hex is set up on the point of Big Goose.
There's the barrage, yeah. Feels kind of weak. It feels weak. Once you get one pick, like one pick or 2 picks, maybe 1 pick only actually, because you have no mercy, so you can't really rest, right?
They're gonna
I see the point in it, but
More changes here come out. So now they want to play a. Now they want to go back.
Aura's too rigid, in my opinion.
Discussed it. So I think this is something more where they probably view the Gladiators staying on this a little bit longer. So hydration now goes over to Torbjorn. So we just have a good old-fashioned game of mystery here for sure.
And then this comp is 100% DP and John Galt
I love this.
and Tim.
It really seems like
This is 100% a coaching strat. Really, I doubt this is input from players that much. Well, there is probably input, but this is not standard.
stuff trying to set up crossfires, but Decay getting take. This seems like on the
Good old-fashioned.
It might be because they're expecting... Oh no, it's not for goats.
It really seems like on this map,
This is just for the sightlines.
set up crossfires, but Decay getting taken down means their sort of flanking threat has been removed, and they all just dive on a raw together. He's able to get away, and in the back there's an amplification matrix being thrown.
It's very annoying to dive as... or just attack as Genji here.
Against Torbjorn.
Then can it's not good if your Bolton core, but
Turret set up on the high ground behind the Orisa shield. It's an interesting little look.
it's like a 7 player in some senses. And Decay, look, they're trying to bait.
You don't even need a hack on him either.
Raw is going to get. Okay, yeah. Nice little pincer there.
You don't even need
Let's
a
see.
hack on him either. Just kind of way alone.
Should I go in?
Thought about it, but then he realized he'd get help, so it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, you shouldn't be attacking here, Sarissa.
Way alone.
He thought it.
I have no idea why he goes in. Roar has no need. It doesn't need to go in
He's gonna
at
get
all.
on here by the grenade, gonna make it hard for him to stay alive.
That's just a suicide.
You don't even need a hack on him either. It's just
I don't know, they're being greedy.
way alone.
He thought about it, but then he realized he'd get help, so it wasn't worth it. And finishes him off. Goose, but from the right side, Shaz is healing up. There's a
And then Roar switches to Winston.
Not much RCK can do. Diva very useless when hacked.
Then Genji, when the other team has a Sombra, is dumb. I think it's only because they didn't want to go goats.
And they could also see that
Could also be personal preference because you have Anna. So if you go back here,
Torbjorn.
you enter. Well, you try to break the point with Genji. That's all. And the hack is hack on Genji is not a big deal. It's not hack on Genji that's gonna win you fights.
see that there is a bomb available for
You go Sombra mainly for
coming out onto the point.
the EMP.
Already remains to be seen how much available for RCK. Useless. Zenyatta. Now with that
Let's see. Here's the dragon coming in. That's a good zoning.
Diva very useless when
It's good zoning, but there's no point presence.
and they could also see that there is a bomb available for RCK. Here's that Molt core coming out onto the point. Hydration. Already remains to be seen how much value he's going to get with that one, but it does at least force the Uprising to think twice.
The main issue with Genji on attack is that there's so many, or it's such a big distance between the spawn and the windows we enter.
Right after that.
So you can't really dash and then be right in the face of an enemy. You gotta walk for ages.
What's the answer? The Roadhog switch here, getting rid of the Torbjorn, sadly. He's done his job. He's already spread the cheer on the point, on court.
Roadhog's just a great deterrent, right? With the hook. I mean, for anybody trying to
And the play here is Nanoblade.
right now.
There it is! Easy fishing.
Do a Boston Scott. Just a great deterrent, right? With the hook. I mean, for anybody trying to dive with
He's going for the... It's very obvious that he's gonna go for the blade here. Or he's looking for the blade. It's so obvious.
a Boston Scott right now.
There it is! Easy fishing. The color hex removed that nano, the nano on RCK in the pre.
I mean, now you on the other side boost your own EMP. Right.
If you're the coach of Boston Uprising, or if you're you're calling right now, if you switch off this Genji, do you just say
You
how do we
probably.
get these off?
I mean, you have to probably consider going to a 3-3. Well, with actually a minute on the clock, I think you're kind of you're past. You're
trapped into
probably
this, right?
kind of.
So yeah, there's the MP.
Losing that old economy would just make it impossible.
Nano a bit too early. You think Blizzard regards goats as a problem to be solved?
Conceding defeat at that point.
You mean it has to be solved, or isn't solved yet? I think that I mean I don't want to take that discussion because there's so many Reddit threads, there's so many threads on Battle.net forums, like it's a it's a never-ending discussion, and you always come back to the same answers anyways. Like, I don't care about playing goats, I don't care about watching goats. I want the best Overwatch, and goats is very tactical at the pro level. I love watching Shock playing it, but I hate watching Justice playing it. So, and also for the question, I have no idea. Because Blizzard made bad goats really, well, they made so that teams who are bad at goats, they will be trash at goats now. But teams that are good at goats, it's going to be unchanged. Very, pretty much the same thing. And I don't think it's a problem. The bigger issue in Overwatch League, for example, is teams not being able to learn goats. That's a bigger issue. But they bash their heads against the wall and try to cheese instead with Sombra goats or May goats, instead of actually doing something like Boston are doing, or Gladiators, or Shanghai, or Hunters, for example. And that's because of old mentality, where they think of the theoretically best thing. Anyways, we saw the Blade. EMP came out, chained into bomb, chained into trance. Just shouting complete focus on Colrex. And then he goes for Zarya. They could have made the switch to goats way earlier. They probably tried to bait the EMP here. Oh, before that. But yeah, I think Blizzard are aware of it. They're definitely aware of it. However,
let's talk a little bit about Boston's composition, because they mix and matched it a bunch after capturing point A.
I don't think you want to make drastic changes for the league. For ranked, I think for ranked it's fixed, 100% fixed. Even at the high SR level, where you don't even play goats anymore. Seagull yesterday, he queued with Time One. He played Torbjorn and McCree with Time One McCree.
It's just they kind of never got like a really good push when they were able to use it. They used the nano.
You're scared that Baptiste Bunker Comp will take over goats? I don't think it will, because you still have May, for example, to wall off Bastions. And you still have Sombra, you still have Pharah, for example. And double sniper. So the attack with Pharah Soldier, okay.
I understand that Winston defense here maybe not ideal at this day and age. They didn't go for the Orisa setup or no sort of bunker, so you definitely understand the Gladiators wanting to punish the fact that they have to stick together.
With so much open space though, like you don't have the ability to dive on anybody. I mean, look at this far together. With so much open space.
I want to show you something. You see the redundancy here. Huge redundancy. Fusions and Blase, they cover the same line of sight when you don't have to. If Fusions doesn't shield, he's gonna take a rocket. And Blaze's shield is not needed at all. There's zero need for his shield. And this is an example of where teams, struggle a bit with adapting on the fly. For example, when you see, if you're Blaze and you see Fusion stand here, obviously you're gonna check the corner, well, not corner, but your back instead. Because you don't want complete redundancy. Unless a magical Lucio is gonna come in and boop him like this. But you don't run Lucio. Maybe Sombra, but even if it's a Sombra, you can shield. Pharah is not gonna go in like this. Not this early, because she doesn't have barrage. So Blaze mispositioned. Also holding the wrong angle. He should be holding here, covering this. So he doesn't get shot in the back. Or hacked. Or naded, for example.
So, like, you don't have the ability to dive on anybody. I mean, look at this far doing work right now. I mean, looking really contested. All the free damage coming down.
And Hydration knows exactly where the Uprising want to fight. It's on the point. So he just sort of forces them off, concussive blasts them away, presses them with poke damage.
Yeah, the Uprising have backed themselves into their own corner, right? I mean, what do? How do you fight out of this? You have 2 ticks go on the point. It's the K. I mean, what do?
Let's see.
It's on the point. So he just...
They can't get any charges. You see? They have no ult charge.
Sort of forces them off, concussive blasts.
So the more they wait, the more they just let the enemies surround them, the harder it becomes.
How do you fight out of poke a little bit? So
Slow and steady, man. RCK, nice little pick on Decay, and I'm pretty sure that was to find the Farik here. Perhaps flying a little bit. I like that. Doesn't quite work because he gets given a nano boost there, and you can see how much value the Gladiators put on Decay.
I do wonder sometimes if the love for coaches have a goats is reflected in the players. As coaches, there is much complexity. Players, I don't know if they get the same enjoyment out of it. I think they do. Well, it depends. It's up to the players. For example, coaches in OWL who don't get goats players, they probably don't like goats. No, actually. Coaches that understand goats adapt very well. They learn very quickly. Players learn very quickly. Players don't have to love goats. They don't have to love goats. They don't have to understand goats, because if coaches understand, they can teach the players. And you don't have to like goats because you have a salary and stuff compensating for it. You have fans, you have popularity, you have like benefits, etc. from your organization. So it gets cancelled out, like if you don't like it. But then if it's I don't know. I think that's the answer, yeah. I'm not sure either. I think it's up to the people. As far as I know right now, there's not as many... Well, it's kind of same ratio in the league for coaches who like goats and coaches who don't. Because there's not many vocal coaches about goats, if you think about it.
Even if Shaz is sitting up there with him, the 2 supports in the Gladiators could output a ridiculous amount of damage.
Well, I mean, the Gladiators are in position where they know that the boss...
Let's see this positioning. You see Big Goose on the wall there? He's only stopping Calyx. Him and Void.
The 2 supports in the Gladiators could output a ridiculous amount of damage.
Well, I mean, the Gladiators are in position where they know that the Boston Uprising have a lot of ultimates, didn't really use anything. They have switched their entire...
Here's another thing. As Boston, why are you taking poke when you have 6 ults? Why even take poke? Why use your bubble? I understand Aim God trying to snipe someone, but fusions being 50%, that's no need. You're just giving away ult charge here.
It's like Shaz picks one off early, right? And then you're forcing them to use some ultimates.
There's a touch on the point, Void's there. The Uprising have to deal with him and the rest of the players on the high ground. Graviton Surge thrown in. Self-destruct.
That's a good grab, plus killing Immortality Field. I wonder how it is for Houston and Paris coaches, for example. Houston is a bit complicated because you have the... For them, it's a bit more complicated because of the situation with their parent org. It's pretty chaotic, I would assume, in that org, which then trickles down and adds another layer of stress, which would block the enjoyment of goats. Paris probably likes it.
Look how close they are now to that first round of ultimates after having switched a lot of their composition. Grab for Decay. Granted, there will be support ultimates, so credit to the Boston Rights for keeping both of those important support ults.
Or actually, Paris probably hates goats, now that I think of it. Or they might not care, they might be indifferent and just want... I don't know. feels like as soon as they realize they're not good at goats, they want to switch to DPS. But they didn't want to switch off DPS before that. Oh, switch to DPS.
You're getting double damage through the Matrix if it gets eaten up. That was a good response. The Batiste ultimate essentially doesn't amount to much, but shields are cracked. Hellfire the damage here on the side of the Uprising, and now it's time to start to lean into it a little bit more. Earth Shadow attempt there for Raw doesn't work out. He gets stunned up and taken down pretty much straight away. Shaz with
Nice push.
now to match that of Aimgob.
Oh, nice receive, I mean.
It doesn't matter if you see sheepishly RCK backs away and uses defense matrix to cancel out all the damage. It doesn't matter if you're getting double damage through the Matrix if it gets eaten up. That was a good response. The Batiste ultimate essentially doesn't amount to much, but shields are cracked. Hellfire the damage here on the side of the Uprising, and now it's time to start to lead.
That's I'm not sure about this grav. So you get the grav, but you don't have bomb. So you have to push up the stairs, and if you push up the stairs, you're gonna take a lot of damage. And the grav is ending by the time you're arriving up the stairs. So what can you do? Nothing much, actually.
Do some work on the high ground. It's gonna be it's like grab, self-destruct, maybe a rally to kick things off.
I don't know. Gladiators threw away a whole fight there.
Turn the tide.
I think the Uprising want to try and use this grab as soon as possible here. They don't want to give a long fight. The Gladiators a chance to regain some of the ultimates they've already used.
And now they got a farm.
Pretty much has his grab back after one fight, which is quite remarkable. And it's 2 minutes and 35 seconds still on the clock for the Gladiators to get one tick of permanent progress. Yeah, he has to let the grab go now. Good thinking by Colorhex.
That's a way better grav. You see, Colrux is behind him now. That's guaranteed damage from one source. If shield is here because of bomb, then you have Zarya from behind, right?
It's a double bomb. Void looked like you might have had an opportunity there, but once again, RCK.
The friend hates playing goats on ladder. Yeah, no, I read that. A good environment can you make you. It's because of the rewards from the teamwork and the team play. It's really high reward for. One second, I'm botting out. It's a high reward for high teamwork, but low reward for low teamwork.
You have to feel like now the Gladiators are playing a bit more into the Uprising's wheelhouse. Uprising are happy to play 3-3. In fact, they definitely look more solid on it. Shatters for both Reinhardt's definitely going to be coming out soon. Dwarf Decay, I definitely look more solid on it.
And let's see here.
Shatters for both Reinhardt's definitely going to be.
This push was so weird. Calyx goes for the boop on Decay. I don't understand why Decay is in the front though.
They definitely look more solid on it.
I guess it's because of energy.
Shatters for both
And if he stays in the choke here, he's gonna die.
Reinhardt's definitely going to be.
However, he could go in with Void here to the right. But he's probably wanting to avoid damage
Coming out soon. Dwarf Decay, I
and look for grav.
thought.
But then you get split.
I thought I'd see something horrific, but no, he didn't go for the grab. It's far better than me. You definitely hold on to it. No worries there.
Yep, you get split.
The Gladiators go from here. Void is quite low. Decay condition, Matt.
It's who boops roar down from that mid ridge down to the low ground, and that allows fusions to get a.
How many minutes do they have?
It's two very average shatters from Raw.
We're gonna look soon.
No problem. He is. Well, Decay's had 3 final blows. Bossing all their support ults, Matt. Yeah, Decay has a grab, but Decay's had 3 final blows this entire map. He's been very quiet. He has played about Decay. No, Ryan.
And Roar decides to switch Winston afterwards.
I mean, oh, you're already down here in a minute.
This is a team that struggles. So Gladiators have always had a rough time with goats on attack here. What you want to do is force away fusions, take the grab. Well, you secure this choke here, and then you secure this corner for the stairs. You don't need to go for a shadow play here. You don't need to go for anything special. You can also grab in the wall in the corner here. I don't know, I think might be low. Well, a hard time adapting, I guess.
they need is one tick. And look,
Because yeah, you wasted a lot of time on scrappy grabs, and then you go Winston because of comfort.
He's been very quiet. He has played a bunch of Sombra in all fairness. But Desire after him hasn't really been productive.
Roar goes Winston here as
Shaz uses trance. Roar is low. You just pair 1+1, that equals 2. A smiley face even. Then Colrex on Grav here. That's a bigger issue. Colrex on Grav, that will mean no trance.
Early transcendence from Chaz.
Probably gonna go for the beat, but then RSK has bomb after.
so they just back up. They know they have so much space to work with.
What do you do with this transcendence straight away now? Maybe if you switch to Ana, you could have pioneered this somehow.
Okay, so bomb used before the Grav because of trying to beat out beat,
CK doesn't look very good now.
and then during the Grav you have nothing.
Grab, and that looks much better.
And that's the last fight.
And he's ready to rumble. Gonna be Shaz caught up on the point. Wait. But what do they work with, Matt? Realistically, the Gladiators have another shatter coming.
Yeah, and then Shaz, you think with the Primal, you can probably build up a Transcendence out of this. Roar gets moved back. Won't even get the touch.
That's just bad understanding of how to attack by Gladiators. They should have gone. They should have just. It's this Grav fight.
Goes to self-destruct out there in a more defensive manner to try and block, let's say, Fusion swinging.
In fact, they definitely look more solid on it. Shaz is there to even use it.
No, it's not this Grav fight.
It's far better than me.
Guessing to use, whether it's like
The ult. And it's double bomb.
Even further back.
Damage through the K backs away. Gets eaten up. Fast damage. That was a
Here,
good
this Grav fight. This is 4 minutes, by the way. You have 4 minutes. Imagine if they just walk up, secure high ground now. What can Fusion? What can Boston do? They can't do anything. But instead, I see. The case underneath here. Wait. Oh, he dropped. So this is the key messing up. He actually messed up, that's all. He messed up because he wanted to jump up, right? And because he didn't get the jump, you have to do this scrappy fight where they play from underneath.
Backs away and uses defense matrix to cancel out all the damage. It doesn't matter if you're getting double damage through the matrix if it gets eaten up. So that was a
That's
good
just
move for the
awkward.
Uprising, and now as time essentially doesn't start to lean into it a little bit more. First shadow attempt there for Roar doesn't work out. He gets stunned up and taken down pretty much straight away.
Yeah, I think that's the reason. But you don't need your Zarya. Well, it's gonna take so much time if you try to rotate back up.
Hydration's immortality field has been removed.
I think what you do is you move the Zarya underneath the bridge, drop with the team here, and then go all together to coast. That's what you can do.
Goose trying to get away, but he gets caught out by Aim God, and now the Uprising out for.
Yeah.
getting a ton
How many
of
minutes do they have?
too much.
Uprising
Best case here,
damage.
Wow.
Land matrix.
they switch on.
Holy shit. They had 6 minutes.
But I imagine
6 minutes for 44%. That's a lot of time wasted.
Perhaps not the expected result here at halftime between Boston Uprising and the LA Gladiators, but this is
And it's a repeating pattern. Like, they have lost almost all the Hanamuras, I think.
7 other teams.
Let's actually see. Gladiators. They've won 1. Okay. In the last month. Yeah, 1-1. Who was that against? Oh, Hunters, okay. Okay. You know why? No, wait. No. No, they lost that one. Valiant then? Oh, they won versus... No, that's a draw. Oh, it's not a win, it's a draw. Okay, okay, okay. So they have never won Hanamura then.
I think the Gladiators over the course of the year are going to be one of the stronger teams. I think right now they are. Boston, I think you can definitely say.
Yeah, there's not many benefits over over Reinhardt there as Monkey.
Out of their players, I know roster that is very good, highly touted, big expectations, and meeting those expectations. Right? It's really easy for some. This strategy is good. Wheels to kind of fall off the bus.
I like this rotation as well. They rotate underneath.
Sometimes the wheels to kind of fall off the bus, so to speak, where they'll keep everything intact, keep the strategies good, fresh.
And the plan is to make Gladiators attack into them. And this is more beneficial for Boston actually. A lot easier to... well, so far it's beneficial. The thing is, Shaz is completely safe. He's uncontested. He won't take any damage because he's positioned here. And he has free healing to the left. Easy nades. Ah, that's unfortunate. Did he body block Colorex? You know what? Fusions should have you should have tilted his shield. If he just stood still, like he can stand still with his shield, like he's gonna take damage for sure. But Decay dies because of Decay. Colorex dies because of Decay beaming on him. Also, you have Anna and Lucia. That could have been avoided. And then late kill on Imgod because he was scouted. And 2 minutes gone on one fight.
Eliminate all that transcendence healing on the point. So Shaz is set up on that back high ground. That's where you're going to see him sat. You saw Void up there as well, trying to protect him. Yep.
I'm a sucker for Ana POV, man. Nano boost. Actually for Raw here. See now again. Look at the
It's a nice spot.
And he's staying safe by hiding behind this small little rowboat. It is a rowboat, yeah. He stays out of line of sight. He's still able to heal his team. The ball going up there, and then, well, Void's going to be there to protect him. Here it is, though.
Grav comes in, but he's pinned. A Fusion's pinned him in. Yeah, out of line of sight, can't do anything.
Well, what you worry about is you're saving up these ultimates for like one fight. If that fight doesn't go your way, you're looking at...
Why no anti in the Grav? Let's see. I think he tried. Yeah, he tried. Got eaten. You see RCK here. I think he ate it. Probably ate it. No, came after. Okay, came after. I thought he threw it and got eaten.
Advantage in terms of healing output as well, right? Compared to having like Zen. I mean, Zen's gonna be able to put down some more damage, but the
oh yeah, also gotta keep in mind. Colorex has his bubble, and Aimgod is. So Aimgod is transing. Colorex had bubble, and Blaze had shield. So you gotta be precise with your nade.
output as well, right? Gladiator is able to hold on there, on deep, just use the ground. And I think Boston.
And that small opening was covered by Matrix.
One fight. If that fight doesn't go your way, you're looking at getting full held here.
And look, the Gladiators have not been sort of stressed into using it.
They haven't been challenged really at all.
Again, watch the health bars. Early damage trades could decide the way the fight goes. Void actually takes a
This rally.
Biku's holding on to the sound barrier here, and the rallies have come out. Also, a nano boost has been used. That's probably why the Uprising are playing a bit slower. Here it is though. Graviton Surge being.
And that's a good grab. I mean, a good grab, but also a good bomb by Void. Bomb is blocked by Decay and the Hydration.
There were the chance there.
Yeah, well, but Fusion's charge is on
Matt, they're not going to have...
potentially a biotic grenade coming through for the Transcendence again. So we'll see.
Matt. Hard to miss when it gets used. And it could be a Transcendence, like you mentioned, Matt. Hard to miss when it gets used here. Decay does not want his grab to get eaten.
Just a grab.
They're going to push into this one. Biotic grenade. Oh, it hurts! It hurts so bad, Matt. Blase hit with that one.
Okay, I want to see this again.
Into this one.
Pin is on aim god.
Biotic grenade. Oh, it hurts!
That's not alright pin because you can pin away the trance and then keep the damage coming in.
Blase hit with that one. Fusion's also put to sleep, but then the nade time down from the high boss.
Yeah, and Shaz had gotten sneaked.
Doesn't.
Let's see, what was the issue? So nade came in.
This one, biotic grenade. Oh, it hurts! It hurts!
I think the issue is Decay is beaming the shield, right? Ambiguous plus void.
Decay does not want his grab to get eaten, and it doesn't. They're going to push into this one. Biotic grenade. Oh, it hurts!
So Colorx bubbled.
It hurts so bad, Matt.
Then Blase dies, yeah.
That one. Fusion's
But
also
and
put to
nade
sleep,
ends.
but then the nade time down. Then he got
So there's simply not enough damage.
The Uprising.
He went from the grenade off, still not enough in the
Because they are running no Ana, it's very important to have the Zarya do damage there.
defense at the start here.
I don't know if it. I don't know if aim god was intended to be pinned.
This point to point B.
Did Decay have grab before fight? He was. He had it, yeah.
Coming through.
You see, he had it here.
Decay does not want his grab to get eaten, and it doesn't.
Grab comes in after the beat.
Decay does not want his grab to get eaten, and it doesn't. They're going to put out
High off, still not enough in the end though. Now in the Boston Uprising they unlock the payload, but good defense at the start here from the Gladiators. You can continue to play Ana, good high ground on defense yet again from this point to point B.
again. You know, those percentages up there. The Gladiators probably want to fight as far forward as they can here, and they do.
Right, so there's an aggro push.
Often. Raw pushes up.
None on Rhine. That's a lot of damage.
The fire strike on aim god though. The damage boost definitely helped. Not at any risk of losing the
Payload unlocks and really shouldn't have brawl it out, almost like the payload now has become point A.
Displaced? Misplaced, you mean?
You have two chokes here. The Boston Uprising.
No, they wanted to grab there. They wanted to grab there, but they couldn't get around the shield. And War probably tried to pin fusions, but missed.
Look, these fights go for 50
And got the aim god instead.
So you get them to use a grab here. That's great if you're the Gladiators.
So now they are looking for Shatter.
A lot of armor now.
Also recharging shield.
Even Raw is looking for. But he has caught inside the Graviton surge. Big Goose going for the sound barrier. RCK. Okay,
That's a nice
Goose,
pin.
that's a one-for-one trade. Both Lucios are taken down by the blasts, and Fusions is felled. And filthy biting grenade from the Shaz direction.
So you don't want to walk around the corner, just walking right into it.
You can still play the same way as you just did.
They're just walking right into it.
Okay, check this.
You can still
This should be Shatter now. This should be a Shatter. You know why? Because of Ice Strike. He should Shatter instantly.
play the same way
But he doesn't.
as you just did.
I don't know, I feel like he should Shatter though.
Yeah.
Even if it's blocked by a bubble. Because then you get the bubble out. And you have Nano you can just engage. Or you can try to engage with Grab, for example. Obviously they will go for Shatter too, but
And there it is. Straight away, you're
you're still gonna grab here.
Raw swinging into it. Biting grenade. Only gonna be there.
That's not massive Shatter, but it's important target. Decay.
What he would have liked, but getting Talahex from the burst damage of Raw's charge means the Gladiators have got what they came for now. Watch out, aim god.
You continue to play this far up, and I mean,
Can give you another grab.
Roar is not
All goes well.
Roar is not the
The
like
sound
best
barrier, you're
playmaker.
but, I mean, if you're the Gladiators, you get really
I feel like you should punish those 5 strikes.
batter off because everyone is unable to shield themselves. Even if a sound barrier
And obviously Fusions is not gonna go for another 5 strike like that again because it's the last fight.
rally, I think the Boston Uprising want to fight, Matt. Raw gonna try and play around this corner here. Shield was low. Blase is the only one that gets shattered there. And Raw
Nice shatter on Blase.
almost like he was expecting that sound barrier to come.
And that beat was only to save Blase, I think. However, they pushed in on Decay, which was the right choice.
Raw doesn't follow up.
Let's see here. Can you save him? Don't think so. Decay is off position too. There's no line of sight on him. Decay and hydration. They're all off position. Both of them.
It was almost like he was expecting that sound barrier to come in, but Decay goes down to fusions, he throws a fire strike in.
Probably slow adaptation, yeah.
Force out sound barrier, they do. And
Not
then
expecting the beat.
on roar or
Plus
roar
aggression.
that ruins their entire plan.
Lost a couple players from the high ground. Void denying that. Knocking fusions down. And the Uprising had to have one player on the payload.
Okay, so there's a shadow there. I reviewed this live where hydration goes for swing instead. He drops the shield to swing. Oh no, to flail. No, actually, yeah, if he tries to flail. I think he shouldn't drop the shield anyways. He doesn't have to. There's no need to drop the shield there.
Here Shaz going down now, the Gladiators. I cannot believe this has happened. They look so dominant, Matt.
Well, Void uses bomb, and that's a free grab. And then you have no transfer that either. So you go for the beat. I don't know. Beat to engage. But you no beat not to engage. It's beat to deal with the bomb.
And the follow-up is pretty good. It's gonna be self-destruct here. Shaz going down so fast. Yep. Go back to the car. Depending on what kind of beat they've been able to draw on Boston's ult economy.
Gladiators are lacking fundamentals, in my opinion,
You're gonna be very wary.
compared to Boston. Or it's just Boston who has better fundamentals.
Forces the Gladiators to rally as well. They're gonna nano at the start.
Like, if it's the last fight, Fusions doesn't do these, well, not only Fusions, but Boston players in general, they don't go for the super risky plays.
They're going to counter with their own rally. The big advantage you have now, though, is you do have a transcendence to layer on top of it, right?
Feels like, I get the feeling that they won the last fight, the overtime fights.
Transcendence, which Ana is very effective at shutting down. We've seen
Good scouting by Fusions as well. Wait.
very effective at considering that this is a fight where Boston would have had transcendence, which
The fact that Fusion scouts here. Okay, so here's the thing. I feel like Blaze is botting. Like he's a robot scripted to just do whatever Fusions did a second ago. So Fusions goes in like this, checks here, and then forward. Blaze coming a tiny bit after, checks the same angle, here and here. He's like doing the exact same thing Fusions did a second ago.
is very effective at shutting down. We've seen players switch off Zen to
Why not start with that so Fusions doesn't have to go for that?
Ana when they know their
I don't know.
opponent Zen has transcendence. So
Feels redundant.
cut the opposite direction this time. Here's the damage trade. So Blase blown up. Earth shatter direction. Switch off this time. Ana when they know their opponent effective at shutting down. We've seen players switch off Zen to Ana when they know their opponent Zen has transcendence.
And then Fusion's trying to look for a shadow, I think.
Cut the opposite direction this time.
Got booped. You know, that boop, Blase should be there to stop the diva, not stop the brig. You see the diva up here? No, not diva, Lucia, I mean.
Transcendence. So
However, whoa. Watch here. Slow motion. Off with the sound. Check this. Void. Where's Blase? Why is this dude invisible? It's a huge mech. She can't even crouch. Like, she's huge. And just invisible. Just invisible. Watch this. Here's Blase. He's holding shield. Holding shield. Probably trying to protect the fusions. However, is like his monitor broken here? I don't know. Do you see the redundancy? There's so much redundancy. He's holding shield, but the shield is behind the fusions, as if he's waiting for someone to come in and boop. However, he's looking to the same place Fusions is looking. He's looking down this lane. So the yellow, that's Fusions. F. Actually, let's use here. This is Fusions. And then we use blue for Blase. Where's Blase looking? Well, he's looking in the same direction. Doing the exact same fusions, fusions is. Who's keeping an eye on Void then? I have no idea. Not Colorex, because he needs to do damage. And Void gets in for free. Boops in fusions, and then fusions is wrecked. There's so much redundancy. And then it goes for the brick stun because of the boop from Void. But the brick stun from Hydration would never come in even if Void was there. If they stun Void, they also kill him. Because of Discord. Even if he makes like a godly Earth Shatter, he might make the, like if he makes the sound of 4, like 4 striking with his hammer, doesn't matter because there's no way they can follow up. DK's from the side here, Void. Void is still invisible, by the way.
Coming in from behind, the Los Angeles Gladiators finally seem to have reasserted dominance. Oh, that's not. No, that's.
Maybe like to see Aim God use a transcendence there.
I feel like he's good on Brig, but only sometimes. Maybe he's given the task to be close to fusions. Wow, this match is so close. Chat, spam Pog. Don't spam Pog. I'm just kidding, you can spam Pog. I just don't like seeing that type of redundancy.
Entirely
they would have used.
You see, he was trying to use.
When you lose one.
So Blase should have watched the off angle to fusions to prevent Void from booping fusions out of position. Yes, and you should, you can flick to the off angle when there's nothing in front of you in stun range anyways, or in bash range, and just do a quick flick, check, and then go back, and then quick check again, back, etc. The job is to be a bodyguard basically, so you just be on the lookout for everything. Like, if we take this, escorting the president in a car. Let's see, what type of formation? Here, do you think these guys are only looking forward? Do you even have a guy on the flank here? Not flank, but you see there's ice everywhere, right? They're not just looking forward. Obviously they gotta look forward because of the road, but this is what it means to be bodyguarding. You're stopping all the angles.
For a body grenade cooldown before he went for it. That is possible.
So we're gonna see the mirror. So the Gladiators don't.
Yeah, that's goats in real life.
Into the Reinhardt matchup. Boston
That's the
not
goats
go
in
with
real life.
Mana on defense like we saw the Gladiators do. So say traditional Zen.
No, Aim God has a filthy Ana.
Oh, interesting. Say traditional.
Okay, let's see.
No, Aim God has a filthy Ana.
Oh, interesting. Gladiators never beat the Uprising.
They've won 3 maps out of 18.
Considering, historically, Boston sports are pretty horrible. Considering, historically, Boston sports are
Oh, he got booped in. That's unfortunate.
horrible compared to LA sports. I'm pretty sure the Lakers are undefeated against the Celtics.
Okay, let's not talk about any other many sports.
According to my math.
Okay. Fusion's taking a lot of damage.
Here's another thing Boston always does. This is very easy to prepare versus Boston. They split like this. So tanks, they go on this side, right side, and supports on left side.
They had to keep him up, but it looks like the repair pack was off cooldown. Wow, it's not available now with Blase.
I think it's smart.
Fusions, when you see him charge across the point like that, you know he's exhausted all of his other options. And
But
Decay,
they were low on HP there.
yeah, From Boston at the end of the last round.
Decay and Roar overlapping angles. I think Roar is playing behind the shield because of protection. They're probably playing around the Roar a lot.
I think what you see is you can just hum through. I mean, D.Va has so much HP, cannot block the Zarya.
What do they grab there? I think they just wanna finish off the fight. Because of Aim God's trance. So Aim God tranced, and they don't wanna have Colorex grabbing, right? And that's where they go for it. Also, RSK has no mech. Can you block trance heal with a bubble? You can. All bubbles or barriers. Not barriers, shields.
As soon as the K finds RCK, just pump.
Just depending on how much charge you're doing, how much damage you're doing, right? So once you get charged up, you find the deep and you just go carve your name into the side of the mech and laser.
When you're Zarya and you see D.Va coming right at you, I mean, that is... You love to see that.
And now they're gonna try to find a grab here.
You love to see this as well. Color Hex with a grab.
Building up energy first. Oh, that's...
You love to see this as well. Color Hex with a grab is an
I think that's... It's kind of telegraphed, right? When he aims down like this, that's telegraphed. And they want it. It's worth grabbing the Zarya. But you should make sure that Void doesn't go. It doesn't set up for the eat.
You love to see this as well.
Oh, you see what's happening? Blasi is bashing Decay in bubble. Was he bubbled before?
You love to see this as well.
Oh, he's bubbled. Oh, you see this? You see this, guys? He's bubbled. Right now it's a... Let's see. 1 person, 2 persons, 3 persons. Yeah, 3v1. Or slight 3v1. Imagine if you have that bash for... I don't know, sometimes you just do these bashes, like it happens. Maybe they try to bait it. I don't know.
Yes, because he walked up and shot it at the ground.
Maybe they just try to bait it, so that if they miss the bash, it seems like, oh, there's no kill potential, I don't have the Matrix.
I mean, you gotta wake up pretty early in the morning.
But it's kinda telegraphed, yeah.
Boston Uprising, look, they honestly turned their attack into a chance to win this map. Now they are very far behind, and the Gladiators have a lot of time.
And that's a massive stagger on RSK.
He gets taken out of his map. Finally. Oh, never mind. Actually, does he have bomb?
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that one. Well, he does.
Does he have bomb?
Yeah, you got.
Let's see here. So RCK is late. You're gonna have a scrappy fight.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that one.
I got the POV. Oh, let me check the POV. They forgot to add something to the UI. Let me see here. No, not like that. You do it like this. They forgot to add this is a bug on Blizzard, you know, on Spectator UI. Then it says invisible here. So, okay, now. Oh, there it is. Now it's found. Okay, now it's gone. Man, that's a bad scouting setup. That's something Boston has to work on. And you would think, okay, Void is insane on D.Va, he's so good, he's just so good at eating. He's like the next space, he's better than Fury. Actually, it's just Boston just blocking their view.
Very early again, it looks like that focus on the main tank is definitely working here. It's often what teams try and use against the Uprising map. Is a bomb over the top. Nothing here.
And here's an RCK bomb.
What teams try and use against
I don't think he should use bomb here. This is the same type of bomb that he would use when playing for fuel and going for the clutch bombs, assuming, you know, bad positions, not knowing how to deal with a bomb, or not knowing where the bomb is coming from, panic, etc.
the Uprising map.
And now you're missing out on the combo next fight. Beat is already used as well.
Bomb over the top.
Next fight, also because the fusions and Colrix are dead, so you have no damage. You only get the kills from bomb here. However, next fight you have only trance from Shaz, but you have your grab bomb combo.
Nothing. Yeah, I mean, you almost wonder if you're better off save.
Much better to save.
Non-existent on the defensive end.
Doesn't look good.
He gets that front skaters. I mean,
Raw is staying alive and not dying first a lot.
And because of no bomb, he switches to Sombra. I don't think he wanted to switch to Sombra and just wanted to use a bomb like that, because there's no way he's building EP in one fight.
Alright, RCK a long way away.
If
from
we
the
check
so
what payload
he
is.
tries to hack hydrations, possible hydration. Literally 180s and chill bashes him to kill the Sombra, so he has to be careful. It was an Earth Shower that actually knocked down both Shaz and Hydration, but Hydration was rallying him to kill the Sombra, so
Okay, so Grav is coming.
it was an Earth
Shatter.
actually knocked down Hydration. Literally 180s and chill bashes.
I want to see the positioning here.
He has to be careful. It was an Earth
Colrex has no energy.
Shower that actually knocked down both Shaz and Hydration, but Hydration was rallying.
Yeah, there's no damage. You see why you would need a bomb now, chat? I see exactly why we want bomb here.
Decay, that's a lot of kills. 4 for Decay, and they all just line up for him. It was after the grab, so that's going to be enough. Easily for the Gladiators. It just disappeared.
yeah, Boston did not show up there on the
Okay, that's game 3. This could have been a 4-0 easily.
Well, better late than fun.
The other team just is,
I mean, let's
later
think.
realizes it.
Next up, Rialto.
The Gladiators will start on defense here on Rialto. And RCK will be scouting out with a Sonic Arrow now, revealing 3 of the Gladiators players lying in wait. Perhaps no huge surprise to see this Reinhardt v Reinhardt matchup unfold.
If you are the Uprising as well,
I like that they're playing it slow, just not risking getting booped by big goes and such. Nice aggression on Roar. That push is just to try and zone Roar into this left side corner and then lock him. However, Fusions die though. How does he die?
You would love full support. 3 heavy just got punished. Triple tank, triple support.
Oh, it's Zen Orbs. Zen Orbs from Shaz.
Gladiators look,
I guess you just got some headshots there.
Loved like a jumper down here at the end.
Yeah, definitely.
the upside here is that Color Hicks
Yeah, no, it didn't happen.
Nasty boop.
especially into their setup as attackers.
And I mean, you saw Big Goose the movement. I mean, you get so high on the buildings here. Rialto, you're able to get some sick boops here at the beginning, like just off the side of the bridge. Like here is Rialto, you're able to get
Oh, Calyx got owned.
some sick boops here.
Yeah,
Beginning, like just off the side of the bridge, like.
and now you have to disengage.
Boston back is to disengage, but
Principle there. And then win somehow in game in map 5. That would be the way they would do it. Not a great start for Boston here though. And you have to wonder about how their mental is. Is it boom? Or is it bust? Maybe both.
So yeah, Gladiators, they have the ult advantage here. They just go for the grab, I guess. Let's see, grab. He's looking for the diva as well. So Decay flicked up, looking for the diva. Grab is out. Counter grab, denying the damage. Was Transcendence needed though?
Sometimes I just love talking about watching his face screw up in disgust and the things I say.
I guess he tries because of the diva. Yeah. Keeping RCK up. He lost mech anyways. Why do you counter grab? You counter grab so that they can't run into the grab and deal damage. Nice block on Shatter. From both. Then kiting the kite all the way into that small room. So Big Go's dying. That's a good time to beat.
You got a minute 49 on the clock. You probably back out here, get another fight. Sound barrier.
Always going to be absolutely devastating, and Shaz almost put him in that position. A lot of support ultimates for the Gladiators. A lot of early damage on the Blase, who's going to have to go for the rally here. The timing doesn't hurt him, it's about when he would have wanted to use that before this fight. Now Colorhex is looking for anywhere where Void is to let this go. It's a little bit hard to get a grab off when he knows that Void is sitting in that side room and that Matrix has good coverage.
That's a good grab. Trying to... It's a good grab timing, I guess. But I don't like RCK's bomb. He sends out the bomb right after beat, I guess. Yeah. Oh, he sends it out so that they can't push in. That's smart. What's up, Wonder?
He's gone down. The Transcendency from Anchor doesn't really seem to have done a whole lot, and now Decay has a grab. Though a little bit too. There's a lot of ground to cover. He's able to valiantly battle.
Let's see, Roar dies though. Oh, Roar's just too deep. He was pinned.
But he's taking a heck of a lot of damage, and he has a lot of ground to cover. But Aimgod is there. Void from long range gets picked off. Kelex though a little bit too far, a little bit too deep, gets stunned up with hydration, dealing with fusions, Decay.
And Aimgod just bragging out here.
But he knows that RCK is on the prowl.
Hey, you got your brig there. You're still
And there you go. That's all you need.
The trouble if you're the Shatter.
Boston severely to bounce back from some pretty
Best
horrendous
fight.
situations. It didn't work on Blizzard World. Let's see if it works here. Raw, straight to the front.
He was looking for Shatter, expecting a bubble, I think. But do you see how low Decay is? Decay is super low, which means he has to hide, and that's why there's no bubble. Just bad timing. And because Decay wanted to bubble, he went out, Aimgod fragged him, just clapped him. So that's Roar going too aggressive.
Oh, it's on. Hey, he's got the grab.
Broken.
I kind of like why Roar went aggressive though, because what they saw is that RCK was split off to the right, and I thought what they thought is pressure RCK, have him go all the way around.
That's a weird grab. This is an extremely weird grab.
RCK was split off to the right, and I thought what they thought is pressure RCK, have him go all the way around.
It's so weird, but it's perfect just because of placement on Reinhardt. Like he's sucked into the corner, right in the corner here. So weird. And now you have a free corner push.
I mean, that's tough. You're gonna have the grab, and there was nobody there, and then the Shatter comes down. Man, that's tough. You're gonna have
That's a good grab on Colorhex.
This is very interesting timing. And the fact that they get Azaya for that grab makes me feel like it's worked well. Now it's definitely worth it. Decay tends to do this.
Looks like both teams are focusing the Zaryas.
To another grab quick.
I think that's still significant. That's what a high. Pretty nice.
He's been sick. I think in stage 1 you just didn't see it result in wins. I think they're getting
Nice body block on Colorhex.
Right onto the
The first point is he away from
ultimate. You look like you're in good shape if you're the Gladiators, but he's thought that on point A, right?
How does Chaz die here? Oh, he's just fragging from down below.
So he's thought that on point A, right? So Boston.
How about that?
That's an important kill.
Man, I turn to look at you, say that, I turn back, Aimgod's picking off Chaz. Now they have to back up. Now they have to give space. Boston getting more ultimates. It's like, can they make another like hero play at the end?
The exasperation is evident in your voice, but this is what happens when you have a match with two Zenyatas who are notorious for getting long-range picks. Here's a grab though. Fusion's trying to shatter his way out of it. Nothing doing this time. Range picks.
Okay. Okay. Grab is out, right?
Here's a grab.
There's the grab. However, Aimgod a bit too quick on the Q button, and he just goes for the trance and you overlap ults. Not good.
His way out of it.
Very bad.
This time around.
And grab Ethan.
Bomb over the top. No, not for that either. And Color Hex donates yet another Graviton surge to the Get Void Swole.
Alright. You have the huge, like, biggest advantage in the whole world now. It's the last fight. The enemy team, they just overlap the ult, and you ate their grab. You should feel good as Gladiators here. They probably feel great. Expect a map 5, right?
One after another, he just hands them over, and now we're in overtime. The Boston Uprising. Once again, that grab was...
However, check the target focus here.
One after another, he just hands them over, and
What is happening? Well, you have hydration on fusions. No, yeah, hydration on fusions. I don't know where decay is. Oh, decay is in the bottom here. Chasing RCK, I think.
once again,
Yeah, he's chasing RCK.
that grab was supposed to get them out.
Nothing's really happening.
Dodge.
RCK even gets out. But Void is invisible. He's still invisible. He's like this, like Skyrim invisible.
Put them right out the proverbial creek. Void on the high ground, able to get a D-suit here on RCK. And now just getting a bit of extra damage into this fight. This overtime is not going to pan out well. Blase has a rally. RCK got given a repair back to stay alive. There might be a turnaround here. RCK getting a mech back. Okay, Color Hex has another grab.
This is... So Boston are winning this because they're... I think it's just... Gladiators... Like... Mayhem level bad on adapting on fly. Like I think Mayhem is probably better in scrappy fights.
You're gonna get another fight here.
Oh, we skipped.
You're gonna have rallies on both sides, so everybody be
Oh, this is a spoiler.
all topped up in terms of armor. Doing it
They end up winning.
in the league. Like
Yeah, they're
have
all over the
Gladiators.
place.
I think the Gladiators have enough talent top. If you have, you probably gotta get them. No, still, I think you gotta get these completing the map. The Gladiators, their offense on Blizzard World was sick.
Gladiators right now, they're that kid that draws outside of the lines in a coloring book.
So, but still, I think you gotta get these holds to make it easy on yourself, though.
Grabs Color Hex.
That's an alright grab.
This time, both teams caught inside.
Is it alright though?
To make it easy.
I think they want this grab. Maybe no, they don't.
Grabs Color Hex.
But it's well placed by Colorex. However, RSK doesn't have the bomb.
Couple this time. Both teams caught inside those in the bomb. Kellex is down. Come back and casting off.
And then you have nothing for last fight.
Halo this fall.
So they gotta fix the bomb combos or timings.
Kind of make this one much harder on themselves by letting Boston get the payload this far.
I'd love to hear what Josh has to say about this, especially with, you know, the confidence.
What? RSK should have been pushed there, in my opinion. He should have been pushed. The fact that they didn't kill RSK is the reason for the bomb kills.
By letting Boston get the payload this far.
You see this? Why is Gladiators AFK? They have 2 support ults. Last fight, push RCK. There's no grab.
What Josh has to say about this, especially with,
And they go in, but they are so slow.
you know, the confidence in the Gladiators has been burgeoning of
And then because they go in and then go out,
late.
it's just bad positioning, yeah. Shaz uses trance to escape the bomb as well.
Oh, he's got it! He just gives it a little poke around the corner! It was, he shoulder bumped that bomb right onto the Gladiators, making their way forward. And a transcendence for Aim God.
I mean, you got to have a huge shatter here. The shatter from Roar needs to be huge. As the rally comes through here, that'll be sound barrier answer back here for the Gladiators. You have transcendence as well for Aim God.
Shatter gets RCK Blase. Fusion's all taken down. Fusion's looked like it wouldn't get healed up in time by the transcendence. But
There's the trance. Shaz went to Anna because of using his trance. DK with grab, counter grab. Eventually everyone dies, yes.
You're like really close to
constantly.
I think Boston are trying to avoid set plays, and that's why there's bad timings between the bombs, because it's kinda chaotic maybe, and you just need more time. Gladiators is the opposite, I feel like. Just from what I've seen from interviews with DP, and also how they talk about strats and all, where they they specifically revolve around set plays. Pretty much only set plays.
It doesn't really look good in
And
there.
becomes super rigid. So when you figure out the set, if the set plays aren't godly, or just the best set plays you can find, right now they are number one, it's gonna lose to just good adaptation, or like decent adaptation, because you become more used to the set plays, so you forget how to adapt yourself.
Hold on point A, gotta get it.
The way that Boston Uprising are able to win fights when starting at like one or even two players.
Normal rotation by Gladiators.
Down to calling. Fusions now. We'll play from the low ground. Nice boop in a fire strike as well.
Good focus on Roar there, as well as Decay.
This up quick enough, and the Uprising are going to lean into some charger.
Lucio, especially on the bridge here, but wait, the LA Gladiators trying to go. What was it? You know, I think one team called it the noob staircase, go up the staircase.
Yeah, noob staircase.
But yeah, I think you go up there, try and control the high ground, right?
It's Philadelphia.
Yeah, get the beef down, put down some damage from Decay, but you can ruin that all with Kellex.
Both Lucios want to try and play, so both Ryans want to try and play corners here. Another great boot. Roar is actually going to be too
Oh,
slow
good
to
split
join his team.
by
He
Kellex.
gets there a little bit late, and they take a fair chunk of damage as a
So now
result.
they use break
Kellex
heal, bubbles.
already sets
You just
all
gotta play
his
safe.
emotion by, you know, knocking or displacing Roar constantly. Oh, Fusions, yeah. He wants to go
And that's
forward,
such
but
good
Roar
positioning by
can't
Fusions.
or dis-
You see, he's positioning himself for this corner so that when the first swing comes, it's a guaranteed hit. Right here. And also just limiting the possibility for a break stun, I guess.
Placing Roar constantly. Oh, Fusions, yeah. He wants to go forward. That
Colrex coming in, melting Roar.
bubble Roar start up, taken down.
And since they use the break heal, they don't have anything to
Santos,
pocket him.
what is going on?
Forced into a back corner position there, the Gladiators. What's biggest from above, work down the shield behind, and then they get the rally, they're running out.
It'll make it harder to sort of like RCK, you can displace him.
I mean, once they get the high ground with RCK, like, you're just gonna lose the shield battle. As Gladiators want to fight this, they're gonna
So
rally,
now
try
they just
and
gotta
go
receive the push and then look for
Grab.
grab. That's a good grab. Right click into Q. He tried to focus Decay. Finds nothing. Let's see. So I think, yeah, they tried to time it so that Bomb is behind, which forces Roar to turn his shield. However, Bomb goes too far, so Roar automatically turns his shield, right? And Fusion's shatters from the same angle, so it's redundant. Just overlapped. And then aim got transing way too late. By now you don't trans. You shouldn't trans here. In my opinion. Because you can come back next fight, you have a contest, and you trans later. Does right click animation cancel into Q? I think it does. We can watch.
line of sight, and just gonna lose the shield battle. As Gladiators want to fight this, they're gonna rally, try and just create some space.
Void is low.
Yeah, it does. Let's see. This is a weird fight. Not this would be perfect with trans. You just Q and you go in. Big Go's trying to boop here. That's a very important boop to attempt. Blazier almost out, but he bashes in. And huge. This is so... Okay. Watch this. Slow motion. Big Go's is gonna go for the beat. And the reason he gets stunned out of beat is because Blazier wants to survive. It's pure coincidence. He gets booped by RCK. You see, he goes in. Otherwise he's dead, right? And finds Big Go's at the same time. No, wait, it's not. Actually, it's not. The stun is before. And he dies during the beat, actually. No worries, Anto. Thank you for tuning in. So close to the grab as well.
Sometimes barrier off gets taken out.
The speed boost overwhelmed Roar and Decay. The Gladiators weren't ready for that aggressive burst, and now there's 25 seconds left.
They got to get a good grab here. You have to land a good grab if you're Decay.
And God can get trans in time. Looks like you will have it.
Let's see. What is a bit stuck here?
Working on the shield. I mean, Fusions has nowhere to hide. You see Void around, Roar around the corner, just holding it.
Okay, free grab because of D-Mech.
Here's the Transcendence, but Raw gonna charge straight on through. Can he connect here? Shaz goes for the Transcendence as well. Shatter Fusion.
Oh, nice block on the Shatter.
Finish him off. Blase trying to back away. He's taken down. Raw swinging. Payload. One and Big Goose having to finish him.
Void uses bomb. Don't think it was necessary, but yeah, you want to secure the point. Last fight.
The choke with the burn that shield down. A positional play at that point. You have to burn it down. Shatter's going to come through. It's going to be over. So did have a good hold there from Boston. You're going to need like another fight or two. Long range grab here used by Color Hex.
That's a good grab. Finding the kill on hydration. Plus boop. No, wait, not boop. He was booped to the other side. Roar. Oh yeah, he was booped to the to the other side.
Let's say the next fight happens.
They are up there. Shaz is across a fairly open expanse. There's a lot of risk there. Big Goose and Shaz, look how low they are up there. Shaz, well, he'd like a repair pack. There's a lot of risk there.
Let's see.
Big Goose and Shaz, look how low they are.
This is what hydration and Big Goose should be stopping.
There, Shaz. Well, he'd like
Big Goose is trying to stop, but
he ain't gonna get.
oh, okay, hydration is lagging behind.
Come on! There it is, Keller! Goose and Shaz, look how low they are up there. Shaz.
Watch this.
Well,
He's going in after watching them die.
but he ain't gonna get one! There it is, Keller!
Probably wants to die. He could have gone outside as well.
We take the loop, POV. So
Man, this should be scouted.
the boob goes. Game God back into the equation here as he's got transcendence.
Nice setup. Nice setup by Blase. Who did they stun?
Here as he's got transcendence.
Caught with his shield down. Bomb over the
Nice.
top. Catches out Shaz here. That's not good for the Gladiators Raw. But he's just being healed up. Next fight.
And we talk. So you're gonna have it back again, getting like boobs or.
He got given a repair pack there, interestingly.
And then last fight.
See what the damage trades look like now. Boston Uprising playing the corner. Again, this is very important. Can the Lucios knock the other Reinhardts out of position? Decay goes for the grab here. Now Transcendence immediately from aim. Got to set this one up. Blase caught out by the charge into the wall. Burst damage is king here. Boy, a lot of damage now. And here comes the responding grab.
He grabbed himself. Selves, I mean.
There needs to be some burst as well. Here. Boy, a lot of damage now. Here comes
It's kind of unfortunate here.
responding grab.
So Calyx goes for the beat so that they can go in and do damage. Yeah. Unfortunate Shatter.
Farmer. After this though, if the Gladiators
Now you have a next fight.
Fusions, maybe you can use the arch just to get a decent angle.
I dies with Rally.
if the Gladiators complete this.
Nice stun on the Diva bomb.
You can use the
But then focused.
arch just to get a decent angle for a shot. Blase down under the stairs. Second check.
Really good.
I mean, just as,
Sometimes it's been scary.
just as either of these teams starts to look really good, Matt, they grab the nearest stick
Yeah.
and jam it between the spokes of their bicycle.
See, Boston's gonna get aggressive here. Repair pack early here on a fusion. So
Those aim god, they got it actually.
Boston's gonna get aggressive here. Repair pack early here on a fusion.
Oh, I think he tried to go for hydration or void. Most likely void,
Aim god,
but missed just barely.
for a little bit here. Sound barrier. Sound barrier.
This is pure coincidence. AimGod uses trance just because of fusion's going low, I think. And then Decay goes for the grab right as trance comes out. Wasted.
But the Transcendence was there to kick them up, and here it is. Uprising really want to win this fight. It won't win them the series per se, but it'll get them back in a more dominant position. Bombed down. You can see Color Hex is caught out on the top of your screen. He gets run down by Raw. RCK will try and keep this one going for as long as he can. Void discorded the Boston Uprising.
Look at the difference. The charge, right? He gets out alive. You see him glowing up.
What was that pin? He was spooked during the pin. Gotta load the VOD a second. Yeah, it was booped during the pin.
Shatter Bomb, another combo here for Boston. It'll be rally. We need trying to get the sound barrier out.
Fusions has been quiet on Shatters today, Matt, especially in this map. He needs something big. Sound barrier and a self-strike. Use over. Big Goose is down. The key might have been found right now.
Wait.
Sound barrier and a self-strike. Quiet on Shatters today, Matt, especially in this map. He needs something big.
Oh, Shaz got sniped there.
Sound barrier.
No, Big Goose got sniped. Where does he die? Oh, he dies up there. Okay, okay. The window. And then everyone dead. Okay. So, to sum up everything. Gladiators struggle with adapting. They struggle a lot with Hanamura. Extremely much with Hanamura. If you are an Overwatch League team and you play against Gladiators on Hanamura, you should prep to beat them. You shouldn't just rely on them losing. But it's very clear that they don't have a good idea of how to deal with Hanamura. And it doesn't look like they're playing to their strengths, instead of playing to for the theoretically best setup, I guess, you can see. With sightlines and all, blocking sightlines mostly. Scouting is alright for Gladiators. Void is completely invisible in this fight, in this match. And Boston, they're better on adapting, but they have bad timings with bomb grab. They struggle a lot with redundancy, especially with Brig and Ryan. And scouting is over.